Yeah, crow click. I'm back, man. Now look, I know these things start off redundant. It looks redundant, and it seems like it's going to be redundant. Off the top, titles are redundant. I know, my bad. But look, you gotta set that aside, man, because you're subject to redundancy every day when you look around you. Redundancy and complacency with mediocrity. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna talk this fucking noise. We're talking silicon magic, excuse me. We're talking chemicals, light and sound. Talking nuclear family. We're talking child behavior problems. We're talking adult retardation and behavior problems, along with child retardation. It's done with the spoken word. It's done with the photon. It's done with the phonon. It's done with the element. I'm not going to stress this any more than I am. Because if you can't see it, then you're blind as a bat. But bats aren't blind because they hear with sound. Oddly enough, you see light and you hear sound, but they hear with sound. An element in which you don't see with. You see how amazing and magical life is and the existence. But look, let me tell you something. Look, let me tell you how all the magic of real life is lost behind this bullshit. You ever like just see people's faces? Even adults are googly eyed nowadays. See, this is how you know they're warped. When you see grown men and women take pictures and they look googly eyed in it, they're just as warped as the children. That's how you know that. You know what I'm saying? Like those googly eyed cartoons. Now when you see googly eyed children, you know they're warped. When your eyes are big and googly eyed like that, it might look like there's a soul in there. Dude, you are looking at a reflection of yourself and some water. Because if you ever look in someone's eyes who are big and googly like that, all you see is yourself. There's nothing in there. It's just like a mirror, glass, water wall. Like a fish tank, man. That's basically your fucking brain. Their brain is like a fish in water. But a brain doesn't breathe water. Fish breathe water. They have gills. Your brain doesn't have gills. It has cells. Cells carry oxygen and other stuff. I mean, yeah, they might be in water. I think they carry water too. What the fuck? I mean, come on, man. But water's not in your blood. So is plasma, which is the coagulant part of the blood. It makes it coagulate and stick together. Shit, man. Where was I going with this? The silicone magic. Okay. Now think about it. Okay, if the world was silica, like how my man Yo said in the comment box, okay, bioluminescence. Alright, now if your brain's not on water, you're humming. I hear myself humming right now, even though there's like ambient world noise, even though my windows are closed and I can hear cars going past. My heater's not kicked on right now. But as I talk, I can hear my inner hum, my inner ohm. It's like a buzz saw, like I can't explain it. It's electricity, man. Okay? Now, how this shit works, okay, you get deterred from that because your brain's get water on it, right? You can't hear the hum anymore. I mean, you don't really hear electricity in water. You don't really hear electricity at all. But you hear it when it's powering something. Like all analog equipment makes noise, like some type of hum hiss. It's called AC, alternating current. What do rivers do? Their currents can alternate sometimes depending on water flow. Sometimes fish swim against the current, sometimes they go with the current, you know what I'm saying? It all depends. There's currents of air, breath, you know, stuff like that. So energy, light, sound, everything has a current, a sine wave. You see what I'm saying? And it's just deep, man, how deep this frequency shit goes. Like I said, like remember I was saying it's slamming doors, the frequency, you can hear it through the walls, blah 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 blah. Then they might be older. Well, guess what? See, if you're older, it depending on what genes you come from, depends on how much little silica is left in you. But what was silica at? It was silicon world or whatever. It was an interconnected world. So it's like you gotta look at this shit. Okay, they take all the silica trees away, which changes the whole state of the earth. Okay. You take all that shit away. I don't know if these batteries are going to cut off. I told you they're cheapy. I'm trying to run it in quick. Alright, so now all the silicon, you looking at it in this. The silica has been turning in here, right here. It's been like manufactured, okay? So what do you think that is, okay? that's the interconnection, because it's the internet. The world was already bioluminescence, like how my homie said, and connected like that, because everything was connected. If you disconnect it, then you have to replace it with something else in order to make it be like that, which would be this. You see what I'm saying? That's how it was. This is what it is now. I should have drew trees there, but I didn't. But you get the gist of what I'm saying because of the other fucking diagram that I showed you. You know what I'm saying? Went from this to this. Right? I told you guys that. Went from you know, this man and all this grandiose shit. You know what I'm saying, to this. This is what it is, man. Right here. You see what I'm saying? This is this. You feel me? It's an overabundance of bullshit now. It was an overabundance of wonderful and just a wonderful this place, you know, Eden, if you will, the Garden of Eden. What you thought was only one place on the world, just in one specific spot. Get the fuck out of here. The Garden of Eden was the world, man. It was heaven on earth, man. Get the fuck out of here. If you think it's one spot, you should slap yourself. Seriously, I slapped myself. That's why I woke up. You know what I'm saying? Because I too thought it was only at one place. I mean, you know, there's the center of the dish, but I mean, let's get realistic though, man. I'm slamming Thor's hammer, man. This alchem shit, it plays into it, man. I'm telling you that innate plays as the virus. It spreads. Okay, it causes dysfunction within oneself. And that dysfunction spreads to other people, because what happens with it all? It all starts with the mind. What happens with mind? Logic and analysis. What happens with sometimes logic? Logic gets misplaced with imaginations, and imagination can be an assumption or a hypothesis or something else that is not real because it's imaginative. Although you can bring imagination to the real, however, that takes the power of the will. And logically, if you hear people yelling behind closed doors at each other or at kids, you will assume that they're unsavory people getting into unsavory activities. You might not hear exactly what they're saying, but yelling and screaming or whatnot, or you might hear a kid crying, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? People assume and judge shit, but that is because of the degradation of the human brain. Because being judgmental shouldn't even be a property of the mind. Having realization should be a property of the mind. You feel what I'm saying? That's just retarded. There are things that are being instilled in the brain that are not supposed to be there. There are things being instilled in oneself that are taking place of the actual virtue. See what I'm saying? Everything that was once organic is being switched with inorganic material, whether it has to be with light, sound, thought. Everything is being... You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know? We were powered by the world. Now we power the world. You see what I'm saying? Due to change. My spectrum. You feel me? What else? Come on, man. Look. I did not show you this shit. And then your hair is the antenna. Okay? The sun charges you up, regardless if you have hair or not, but it still reaches you, okay? That busts you down. And then, I told you, what happens when you're looking at these screens? Your brain waves change. You go from alpha to theta. And alpha and theta, I told you what happens. You're open to occult endeavors. What did I tell you about the second sight shit? The second sight magic? Where you focus on it, and even these magic squares. What do? You look with the third eye. What happens? You end up staring off into space when you're looking at the TV. Go check out somebody when they're staring at their shit, man. If you see them looking like they're cross-eyed or getting ready to be, they're definitely looking with their third eye. They're definitely being screwed, used, and abused by their device, man. Whether it's TV or not, or if their pupils like real huge and shit, that means they're highly interested in what the fuck's on the screen, number one. And number two, they're in alpha or theta. They're in 9 to 13 hertz or 4 to 8 hertz. Okay? Their brain is susceptible to the shit. And your brain is susceptible to it too, even when you sit down and play video games and blah, 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 blah. But see, it's the newer shit that really busts you down. That old shit is like chiptune, like Mario and shit. That ain't gonna really break you down, but it does become addictive for little kids who are already zombified because it's colors. So you playing Mario in HD, old school Mario, that isn't as bad still as you playing Mario Wii or something super HD high definition. Even Nintendo 64 wasn't that bad. But I'm saying all of that shit in conjunction It's all colors. Colors, light, light, sound. Color and color. You know what I'm saying? And then the lines, words, letters, shapes, and shit. That's what it is. Colors and shapes, man. It's one of some of my favorite things. Colors and shapes. Like games, like puzzle games, colors and shapes type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like oh man, like Puzzle Quest, Galactrix, Mighty Magic, Clash of Heroes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. It's just go look it up, man. I don't got time to get into games and shit. And Shadowrun definitely, but this is what I'm saying though. I'm busting down reality with Thor's hammer, man. I'm bashing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this foolishness. Light bearers come together. We're gonna bear these torches and we're gonna burn it up. Crow Crew, man. You know what the hell what it is. And like this is not for the soft hearted and the soft of mind, man. You must be rigid and solid as you know the silicone that it works against you and what you used to be made of. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dwindled down. But what makes the magic even more prominent, even worse, right? Say if you got older people that are still from back in the day or something, they're still alive, and man, bless them a lot. You know, it's like whoa. I will get into the word blessed because it's like be less. I don't really want to be less anyone, but man, I like commend people who are arduously still alive through all this bullshit and are healthy and old and look good and just like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the era of degradation of man at its pinnacle almost. It's getting there, but basically what I'm saying is, all right, like my late pap, he told me I should have gotten computers. He told me I should have been into them, man, back in the day. And I listened, but I didn't listen. And I'm like, damn, man, I regret it because, like, what's going on now, man, heavy. But see, I'm glad I didn't get into computers because I would have been a part of this shit. Because, like, well, I'm smart as hell. Now I'm not trying to throw my brain around like that, but I do use my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm using this motherfucker. I have it, man. It looks like a bunch of pink noodles. That's why I say use your noodle, man. I'll get that thing untangled. But I use it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you gotta untangle your brain inside and tangle it, man. My brain don't look like that. My brain is flexing. It's doing like it's like a bodybuilder on stage taking different positions and flexing like That's why I bust this information down. That's due to self-teaching, man. You work this thing, man, it's over. And then you work this with the flesh, it's over, man. And you keep that in conjunction, man, it's over, man. You know what I'm saying? It's over. I'll bust this shit down for you. Get you these divine uploads, man. Cause I get these divine downloads, and I have to. I'm compelled to do this shit. And if I didn't, it would be a crime and a travesty if I didn't share this information. And if you don't, and I'm sharing this information, and to those who don't like it, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna do it regardless. You understand me? You won't stop me. You could turn up the microwaves. You could do whatever you want. You could try to make my kid act up. Blah, blah, blah. I discussed this shit. I know how it works. But guess what? You ain't gonna stop me. Ain't no stopping me, man. And when I drop that music, it's gonna be even more prominent and dominant. You know what I'm saying? This is the breaking down of man and woman. But more so man. Because a lot of men are weak nowadays, for real. You know what I'm saying? Myself included. I have been weak, but now I'm regaining my strength, man. It's the breaking down, dude. You break, man. Look, listen. There's a man and a woman. There's divine masculine, divine feminine. You break down one, the other won't. It's like supposed to be the rise or something, man. Look, listen, man. Man should worship woman, and woman should just stand behind man, or beside man. And you know what I'm saying? I know because it's not like that. It's a divine create. Come on, man. Listen. There's a grand architect, man, but he had to bang something to make something because whoa. And there's things that can be done mathematically and divine, but man, listen, man and woman make stuff, yo. There's a conjunction, a bodily function, and I don't give a fuck what type of being you are. I don't really know, man. It's just, life is a mystery to me. That's the magic in it all right now, but the magic in it is in the silicone, man. You know what I'm saying? The magic in it is definitely in the silicone, man. My pap was resilient in his death, man. Even all that medication and just blah, 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 blah. He was resilient. His skin, it was crazy. I can't even explain this shit to y'all. I miss my pap, though, man. Chuck Abel. I miss Chuck Abel, man. Bad. But, whatever, yo. But like, that's tough to it's tough to break one that's made of silica though, because he was definitely that. That's another thing, man. I know what they do. They study them corpses, man. They study them corpses. I know what they do. They check that shit out. They check out that DNA. There's more to a coroner's job and forensics job than what you want to know. They evaluate them corpses, man, because they look at the elements they're made of, man, and they harvest. I mean, I'm not dumb. You can fool the others, but you can't fool me. You know what I'm saying? Crow knows this shit. Everything's a study. If you think motherfuckers is up here that's causing all this shit to happen ain't studying, you're a motherfucking fool. Because this is why this shit is happening and you're subject to it. And if you think I'm crazy or you think you're gonna talk to me like I think I know something, I do know something in fact, and you're the one that's ignorant, motherfucker, because and deluded and living a lie, and guess what else? Complacent with it. And guess what else? This shit might be nasty, leaving a nasty taste in your ears, mouth, and whatever else in your soul, and I hope it does. But guess what? You're living in denial, and denial ain't just a river in Egypt, bitch. So remember that. You swimming in denial, in denial, in denial. You know what I'm saying? I got these smart aleck analogies because that's what I am. I'm a wise ass, man. That's right. There's two sides of me, man. There's two sides to everything. One side of a light hole is a black hole. We've been told that, bro. Showed us that. There's a plus and a minus to your sinus, man. You know what I'm saying, Crow Crew? So I'm busting this shit down. Anybody who's living in their little deluded little world, I'm sorry, but I'm here to bust your bubble. I mean trouble, and you know that. But I mean peace. I mean peace too. But I mean trouble. Sometimes you got to do bad to make good. And if this is considered me doing bad, then so be it. And I do it proudly, loudly. I'm saying it loud and clear, and I'm standing right here. And I say this shit where I go. I don't care where I'm at. I'll talk this shit outside, as left side will call them organic portals and shit. I don't care if they see me. Go ahead. I know you know me. I know you hear the hum. I know you hear the hum, but what you gonna do about it, stupid doo-doo dumb? Not a goddamn thing. You just gonna sit there and just be mad, give me evil looks. You frowning upon me because I got a soul. What motherfucker roll? I know how this magic shit works, and I'm gonna tell everybody how it works because it's not as mystic as everybody wanna seem to believe it does. It has its mysteries, but you have to become educated. The more educated you become about something, then the more easier it is for you to grasp the shit and run with it. Just like that torch here you're supposed to be carrying with me. We're all supposed to put our torches together. What they say on Ghostbusters, don't cross the streams. When they crossed them streams, they blew that shit out. They almost blew themselves out too, but hey. What they say, it's a positron collider. Photon. Come on, man. They're playing with particles. They were using particle weapons to deal with the elemental and spiritual, atomic, ethereal. Ethernet. That's the magic too. People pictures on the internet. That's another thing. All that picture shit. You want to be on camera. You want to be seen. Yeah, whatever, man. That's another thing with this silicone magic, man. The internet, Ethernet, man. People do voodoo with pictures. Now your pictures are easily accessible online. How about them apples? Let that marinate in your brain for a minute while I do this, man. Sorry, but let that marinate in your brain, all right? And then think about how sick people are. Say if you broke up with your girl or something, and she's bitter or spiteful at you, and she happens to do magic, your ass is in trouble if you have a social media, because she could take your pictures. She could take pictures of your child and do all types of voodoo magic with it. And if she's your girl, she might have had a piece of your hair. You never know with people. That's why you gotta pay attention, because learning ain't free. That's why I tell y'all, pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to yourself. Go look in the mirror and go look into the eyes of somebody else and see if you see the light in their eyes or the light that's provided in their soulless fucking conscious that they have, provided by their artificial light giving device. Googly eyed mama. Oh yeah, you think she's cute and shit. Yeah, you think he's cute and shit. Motherfucker soulless, and then you go make babies with them, and then wonder why they. And then you know what I'm saying. Or it, like, look, it happens like that. If you have this whole and you go bond with one of these things, zombies, tainted ones, voided out. Come on, man. I told you this shit. You're either signed up or you're written off, man, as a void. You're written off as a voided check, man. Souls dwindle down over time. I told you, lights of acid, and the void is alkali. Hold on, y'all. I got a call.